back for part 2. In part 1, we learned a little bit about life on the track, life in the breeding barn, a little bit about the back history of thoroughbreds. This time we're going to learn even more about the knowledge of a track horse to again help us bridge the gap to performance riding of our track horses.
For those of you all who follow X-Rider, Hateful Ungrateful is in this pasture somewhere and it's a bay horse. You pick it. How many horses do you have? Oh yeah, I think you said this with your farrier. Your farrier hates you.
Yeah, my farrier.
Because you have no idea.
I think right now I've got about 100 something mares. We just sent our yearlings out. We had 22 yearlings, and then obviously all the babies. So I think I just counted, and we got about 40 something babies right now.
But you didn't buy anything at the auction this last time.
I behaved. I didn't buy anything at the auction. But I think I had clients, and they bought about 6.
And they come here.
Yeah.
Did you own the 250K mare that did not sell?
I wish, but no.
But it's here. It was a no sale at 250.
Oh, at the fancy sale.
Yes.
So that mare belongs to a friend of ours. We bought a baby from that mare.
Okay.
And the guy wanted to pinhook the baby, so he bought it
What
to
does
sell.
pinhook mean?
So they bought it to sell, resell on a different sale.
Yeah, you can Google it. I had to every time.
So they bought the baby to resell at a later time. That baby, COVID hit, so COVID screwed everything up. So they didn't sell the baby.
Okay.
So they raced the baby instead. That horse ended up being stakes placed. So which he did okay, but he didn't do. He was not
money.
Great.
Okay.
He was not a superstar. So they retired him 2 years ago. With ironically, his brother, her baby brother, so the same mare, is a multiple greatest stakes horse. Like went to the big races. He's gone to the Breeders' Cup. He's one of the top turf sprinters in the U.S.
Okay.
What we're discussing is how I think track horses sometimes have a bad name of being kooky, hot, dumb. The same thing that it also labels other hot breeds. And it's probably coming from one, you're not used to hot breeds, because anyone that's get on a saddlebred that's used to a halflinger, it's a different experience. Yeah, entirely. It's not just horse, and I think Sydney did a really good video of they're not just horse. It's different, just like different dogs. But I was explaining, I was like, there's people that I know that get them for free. They have an over parrot mouth. They've got some major bone issues. They didn't handle the track at all. And
there are probably things that like we couldn't have even sold to racehorse people.
And they end up getting like 30 days back with whatever trainer and then sold as like a rehab rescue. Mm-hmm. And that I think is where a lot of people get a mindset of, I don't want a track horse, I don't want a thoroughbred, they're all whack jobs. Please remember that even the warm blood people are not selling you their top quality horses. And that's the thing, right? You're not selling the top quality, and you're definitely not giving away the top quality. But any trainer in any discipline, it's easier and cheaper for the owner to cut a loss than to advertise a low budget, oh my God, some of those horses, $1 million horses.
Oh, yeah.
Than to, you gotta even pay to go to those sales. So either way,
we do have to pay. So we have to pay an entrance fee, and they still take commission. And
I just thought of another creator speaking of
they'll take commissions from you even if you don't sell.
Right. So either way, you're spending money. So a lot of times when like eventers come up here and are getting a whole trailer load, they'll be like, "Do you want to throw these other 2 on?" And yes, eventually they might be the right horse for the right person, but that is not thoroughbred overall thoroughbred. It's just individual horse that maybe needs some time off, maybe needs some whatever. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think that's why, because all the thoroughbreds I've worked with, now that I'm really understanding how to feed them and how to work with them, because they're just different nutritionally too.
Because honestly, like, we don't feed ours a lot. Every time I hear the time, a thoroughbred's a hard keeper, I'm like, what are you feeding?
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute too, because I have also been one of those people, like quarter horses and everything else, and I'm like, I can't keep this thoroughbred. Nutritionally, what do you feed? Well, to be fair, this is the smallest paddock you've got. And it's still greenish in December.
Yeah.
You're feeding hay, good quality.
Do straight alfalfa. And my alfalfa is green as green. Like, it is that pile over there. It is green.
Okay.
It is green.
It's green. Okay, so straight alfalfa, almost unlimited.
Yeah.
Good grass. And then y'all basically feed more natural.
We get it from hallways. It's called Stamma Oats. But yeah, and like they'll start on these, and if these are great, if I have a mare that has a problem, then I need a.
But the dog's in the way, and you can't come over because the dog's in the way.
But if I have a mare that like needs mash or something, these are very easy to mash up. You can eat it.
Do you split the food?
If I need to. Like everyone's talking, like if I have like earlier this year we had a mare that was having issues, and so we mashed it, and that's what helped her be able to eat. This is very easy to mash compared to other stuff.
A lot of people know. Almost every big training barn I have ever been a working student for, had a horse in, been an intern for, feeds alfalfa. And what is the number one non-professional statement? Alfalfa makes them hot. No, it just helps them with calories. It helps them. I mean, honestly, so what I fed, and she'll correct me if I'm wrong, is I did alfalfa cubes because that's what we had access to, and then I would hot water them with, oh my God, molasses. It is bran? No, beet pulp.
Beet pulp, yeah.
Beet pulp, flaxseed.
I've never had any luck with beet pulp. Have you?
Well, from North Carolina, we don't have the access to some of the stuff that you have.
That's true.
And that's the thing about regionally. Beet pulp, I think, just to kind of have extra in there.
It must be, because I've used it before on rehab horses, and I've always been like, this does nothing.
Oh no, by itself, no. So there's some people that
But
just
we'll
feed
mix
it by
it.
itself.
No, I mix it.
I know. I would mix it. So this
Yeah.
is almost equal parts, and then the alfalfa soaked, flaxseed and or black oiled sunflower seeds, and then maybe some omegas and stuff. And then we also did unlimited hay, but we had fescue and or orchard grass blends. It was very rare that we could get good alfalfa for less than $27, and I have a feeling we're in money country here. But
it's about $4,000 for us for 2 trailer loads.
yeah. So
We get ours from Indiana. It's a little cheaper.
Indiana, I didn't even remember that one being a state. Okay. So when you're looking at confirmation at sales, so I'm a warm right. We're warm bloods. We're looking at because the shoulder angle won't change, right? Where the neck ties in won't change. We're looking at hip. We're also looking at leg.
For the most part, at this stage, they're like the angles aren't going to change.
Right.
Angles aren't ever going to change at this point. It's just a matter of how big are they going to get, how wide up front they're going to get,
And the muscling will change. Yes.
Developed are they going to be? Are they going to be something more?
We're going in for round 3.
Like she's a tad more petite compared to these two.
Do you like a long neck or a short neck?
You know, it kind of depends. I like it just balanced. If it's too long, I'm kind of like.
Saddlebred long is hard,
I
to
don't-
balance for anything.
Short necks, it's like, okay, yeah, like this is. Feels like Candy Ride having just to have a bit of a short neck, and I don't mind them. I love Candy Ride.
Because I was thinking you guys mainly want their heads up and out, necks up and out, so that the legs cover more ground.
Well, granted, if you have like a stumpy neck, you're
That
definitely
fair,
kind of
absolutely,
like-
yeah, because they need to have that oscillation of the neck,
and
right?
honestly, the longer in theory, the long neck should help them stride out, but some of them got
And or
abs.
win by, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you looking at confirmation? Same thing we are, just for different purposes?
Yeah, but also we're looking at potentially, is this a sprinter? Is this a dirt horse? Is this a
Okay,
turf horse? So
okay.
like this kid right here, as of right now, I'm saying mile on the dirt, maybe turf.
Okay.
But
Because he's shorter with a thick hip.
he's got a good strong hip, he's got a decent shoulder. I'm about to say he's gonna be pretty long-legged if you look
Mm-hmm.
at how much leg he has under him
Yes.
compared to his heart girth. So he's gonna be pretty
Heart
legged
girth
kid.
being
directly
where the heart is.
Yeah, where the girth sits.
Yes.
Pedigree wise, his mom has produced a lot of milers that have gone both dirt and turf. Her dad is a sprinter turf horse, or sprinter mile horse, and then his dad is a sprinter. So in theory, he should be a very fast miler or a sprinter who can get that little extra jump.
Ulcers, number one thing. And it's not just in thoroughbreds, but it's most common. I feel like they come off the track, their feed changes.
Everything changes for them, and I think that's why everyone panics.
Because we're going to talk about structure in a warmer environment,
Yes.
hopefully. And we're going to talk about bidding and how to tack up in another environment. But what do you do to prevent and or what would you recommend for someone just getting one to help prevent that ulcer?
So in Happily Ever Afterland, I would go ahead and say start the month long of GastroGuard.
GastroGuard, okay.
That's in Happily Ever Afterland. Realistically, I know that's expensive.
Yes.
It's really freaking expensive. Aloe vera can help But reality, I always just say you're gonna probably.
But that's preventative.
Yeah.
Not they're eating up like Swiss cheese. I'll throw some aloe vera in because Karen and X-Rider said it would be better. It's preventative.
Yeah.
It's not
gonna heal everything that's there.
And also, a lot of these horses, I'm so sorry, are coming to your states from Ohio, Kentucky. Like, that's a long shipping.
I had one that shipped in from California not too long ago, and that was
straining and stressful enough.
Yeah, and so, but granted, I always say they're probably, don't be surprised, they're probably gonna get it. You're changing their feed, you're changing their routine. They moved, they're in a new place with people who probably may or may not have, you know, like a nice happy, a nice happy routine that they're used to. You know, they just try and immediately put them into a regular. Like
the most shocking, and I have almost everything I have learned has either been from trial and error or from watching X-Rider. When we discuss having surgery with non-professionals especially, it is the most grueling, tequila drinking, stressed, church going experience, right? And that's for like planned surgeries, obviously. The amount of videos I've watched where they're like, you know, we just pulled the bone chip out. We took him down, pulled the bone chip out.
15 minutes to post.
Oh, I have a horse running at Tampa.
The irony.
Do you see all the babies coming over now?
It's almost like that was planned. Look at them.
Babies.
Call to races?
Call to post.
Call to post. That was planned. That was perfect.
Nutsy is it running?
Explained this to me last year about the willingness to go ahead and remove minor things like bone chips.
Oh yeah.
All of your horses that go to the sales have to have full rads.
Yes.
Meaning
We'll do x-rays of all the major joints, ankles, knees, stifles.
Oh God, really?
Yeah. So, and we have to do all views. I think it's 36 views in total. So
you're spending some money before you're...
I think it's about $600-800 for a full survey x-ray.
Move up here if you're from Wilmington and struggling with prices of x-rays, if you can do all that for $600. Okay. And so you're doing all the x-rays. You start x-raying as weanlings.
So if we're going to take them to the weanling sale...
Oh, you don't do it until they're going to the sale.
Kind of depends. So if we're going to take them to the weanling sale, some will go ahead and do it early just to see if there's anything suspicious. The amount of times people are like, oh, they have this from the racetrack. Half the times I have all these babies out here in the field and then they're completely sound, happy, healthy. And you do an x-ray and you're like, what is that? Where'd you get that from?
I went viral on a video where I'm like, I don't vet because I could spend $100K and turn it out and it can run through the fence and die. Yeah. So, like, it's a gamble. But I mean, I'm not spending the money that these horses are bringing. So I get it. They have to be clean. And especially, but you all just pop them on the trailer. But you all pop them on the trailer anyway because you're popping them on the trailer to breed or popping them on the trailer.
They're pretty used to the trailer pretty often. So, but we'll do the...
So why do you think most of us have trouble loading? Is it lip chain? Please say it's lip chain.
I honestly think it has to do a lot with who's loading the horse and the type of trailer. Almost every single one of my kids are used to box stalls or a ramp.
Okay.
Are used to a ramp or they're used to box stalls. So you do have it the after sometimes if they you have the thing with the bleeders, but that's a different.
You mean that they can't stop bleeding?
Well, they'll run and the blood vessels burst, and so sometimes there'll be like a little blood right there or something.
Okay.
And then people are like, oh, but it's like.
That's not why you hose them at the end. You hose them at the end to cool them down. Okay, so if I'm brand new, I got to new vocations across the street ish. We're in Kentucky. Everything's across the street in New Kentucky. And I've gotten a horse and I want to put it on a trailer. I want to be calm. I want to be patient. I have a chain ready.
I was like, if they're coming from new vocation, I would think that they should load it.
It was a track horse.
I was like, I wouldn't be. I always like, if you want to start with the nose chain first, start with the nose chain. If you feel more
over the nose.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you feel more comfortable putting a lip chain.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
say-
Don't get your hand bitten off. And then go slow.
Yeah.
Pick your trailer.
Typically, I always start mine with a lip chain. As soon as they come off the racetrack, they're going to get a lip chain for about 24 hours just so I can see the vibe, and half the time they're...
And then we pull it.
Yeah.
I'd rather have it and not than escalate it and have to read. I have had great success with most people with thoroughbreds that are like trying to be sweet, and then there's a balk, and then the thoroughbred gets thoroughbredy. Horsey. And I'm like, please just put a lip chain on them. They're used to a lip chain. And the minute I do and just tug, we're not making blood. They tend to walk on. Now,
Yeah.
is it because I'm quiet? Is it lip chain? I don't know.
Obviously it's kind of what they're used to, but it does release the endorphins.
Yes, it's like a twitch.
And so they kind of go like, oh.
So the people
That's
that are
gonna work.
afraid of chains, the main reason I came all the way to Kentucky through a snowstorm with Belle and Froze, and by the way, this dog has farted the whole time we've been doing videos, is to explain these horses. I know you're not putting chains on weanlings,
No, God, no.
but we put chains on the horses that need it, and we're not making blood. We don't, because you can't handle any kind of blemish anyway, in theory.
No, because because obviously they'll say something like if you're at the sale, and if you have a horse that's been acting stupid, and if they do for whatever get raw or something a little red, someone will say something like, "He's been a pain
You
in the
guys
butt."
can't run with blood either, can you?
Nope, we cannot run with any blood.
When you think, so we're taking a horse from the track, and most horses go somewhere, like new vocations. I'm sure there are other places.
Oh, there's so many places.
There's so many places.
Yeah.
And they're there, they probably spend a couple weeks with them, or do they turn them out, depending?
Kind of depends. So
Especially if they're rehabbing.
if it's with like a rehome facility, like someone that specializes, I know it definitely varies. Some of them they'll do an evaluation when they first get in. Others they'll kick them out and just do
to
whatever.
come near the dog.
Hey, magic.
Oh, you do call them names.
Well, this is my fancy show. He gets a name just because he's special. People, like, if they go to, like, the retrainers, like, the people who specifically buy them to retrain, like, a lot of those people will hop on them right away.
Yes, the ones that I know, like unload them, let them settle, and they're on them at the end of the day. But they're also riding with
Yeah.
a light seat, short hands, understanding that they do not have our kind of road
Yeah.
course underneath them.
Because I always do mine.
Like, if you need 5 minutes at the step stool to muster courage, do not get on something that has not come off the track for a while. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Just know what you're playing with, right? Right? Like, seriously.
I have some horses that I get them off the track first day, and granted, I cheat because I know my horses.
You know your horses.
And so, like, I know. I have a few, I get them right off the track. I know I can put a kid on them first day off the track, not a problem. But then I have other horses, I will know for a fact that is never going to be a kid's horse.
What are the buttons in your mind to go fast? What is...
Sometimes you see people panic and they'll go to pull back.
Hold on, we need to do a secondary video on this one. Go fast button, because most of the time, a true non-professional, not an eventer, you people are different. A true non-professional, we think this thing can run. And that is in our head the whole time. So what is the go fast button?
Well, I feel like a lot of people, when you get on and you, like, if they go faster, y'all panic. And your immediate reaction is, hold back. And they're just going to take it and go. Because when you watch them on the track, they're always like this, right? Because
Oh,
obviously,
look at the knee turn in.
we don't have,
But this is their back.
yeah,
When your knees, hold on, when your knee is here, that's their back. That's not your hunter jumper position.
because we can't use the legs because our stirrups are all the way up here.
So it's
we're
not
like
the leg
this.
that makes them go fast.
And so now granted, depending on the horse, most of them are used to having the seat, but they're very sensitive in the seat. They're very sensitive with their legs. So they're going to be very reactive. But obviously we're like this. And if you watch, this is how we're always like, but when we go to slow them down, we kind of parachute. So we're not pulling back, we're parachuting and letting them settle in.
And not riding with them anymore.
Yeah. Just let them relax and settle in. A lot of times people will go to pull them back to get them to stop, and they're just going to kind of keep going with you.
So I did a lot of biomechanics clinics last year and one-on-ones last year, trying to be better to educate. And it was always with the thoroughbreds, you either go up, up, or down, down,
Yeah.
and then kind of rock against them. Don't you ever evenly hold on a damn track horse, because you will be screaming, and I'll be like, I can't help you.
Because that was the very
And don't turn them to the rail, because some of them are like, sure.
Because the very first thing when I was learning how to exercise ride that they taught me, they're like, if you're going out of control, try to tilt them a little bit out to the outside and get them going that way so that they can kind of turn that way. But parachute. Think of yourself like a parachute, open up like a parachute, and they should settle. Like, they're going to take off from time to time.
Yeah,
But if
you
you just
just,
parachute-
sometimes, some things in life you just have to breathe through.
Oh, yeah. Happens at
or do not do it.
Again, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe so you won't miss an opportunity to watch even more interviews with professional riders of all disciplines and all breeds. We look forward to 2025 and all the interviews and riding and horses that come. Stay tuned for part 3.